It's time for Energy Insights, where you get an inside view and a local perspective of all the oil and gas progress going on in the Mid-Ohio Valley. This program is brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association and can be heard every Saturday on WMOA AM 1490 and FM 101.3, JAW's Classic Country FM 100.9, and ESPN AM 630 and FM 92.9. Here's Johnny Wharf, your local host.
Energy Insights on a Saturday morning. Rob Brundrett is our guest. He is with the Ohio Oil and Gas Association, president thereof, and maybe for the listeners, just a little update industry-wise of where we are, where we're headed, what keeps you awake at night, what you're excited about, all those good things that we roll through on a day-to-day.
Well, first off, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be back. Really enjoy talking with you on these issues. We're excited. In Ohio, we're excited at the national level. We think oil and gas right now is on a top topic for everybody, which is great for the industry. Ohio is fortunate to be situated in a really great place with great production, great transportation, processing facilities, refining facilities. So the industry's real positive outlook moving forward. There's a lot going on in Ohio and at the federal level. On the public policy side, I think oil and gas is being viewed as a solution for the first time, maybe in a long time. So we're excited what we can do when it comes to those issues. And one of the big things people are talking about now is energy and electricity, and we think that Ohio's got a big role to play on the reliability of energy and especially electricity in the future in the state of Ohio.
Talk a little bit about it. Most of the folks that I talk about on the show cite the Ohio oil and gas industry is that arm of keeping them up to date on the issues and being there on the Hill and at the State House and those kind of things. Is that, if you were to break down, Rob Brundrett's job or the association's job, what part of the lobbying arm comes into that?
It's our number one priority, right? My job is to make sure the state of Ohio is the best place, not just in the country but the world, to produce, transport, and refine oil and natural gas. And so the lobbying and the public policy side of the association is our main focus on the day-to-day effort, both at the State House here in Columbus. We work with our national trades at the federal level, but then we also play a big role on the regulatory side of the industry, especially working with the agencies, because a lot of people just want to look at laws and change laws, but really where you can make either the most damage or the most benefit is through the regulatory process and the rules that the industry has to abide by.
Can you focus on a specific core set of regulations? It's got to be frustrating when you transition from different administrations, what changes so much, but is there a core group of regulations that we just want to make sure these stay put and then we can deal with these secondarily?
That's a really good question. So it's hard to answer that one, but I guess from our perspective is in Ohio, you have to look at the rules every 5 years at a minimum anyway. So you're constantly always reviewing what's going on the regulatory side in the state of Ohio. The federal level is a lot more kind of the whims of the administration, which also makes it challenging, right? If you go from Democrat to Republican to Democrat to Republican, those regulations then can also change on a whim as well. So we always have to stay vigilant because there's always something new and something changing that's going to impact the industry on the regulatory side.
All right. President of the Ohio Oil and Gas Industry is Rob Brundrett, and he joins us here with the program Energy Insights, brought to you each and every Saturday morning by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association. The conversation continues. We have the president of the Ohio Oil and Gas Association, Rob Brundrett. And Rob, maybe I want to take you back to when the horizontal drilling came in and where you were in your stage of career at the time, and if it really invigorated things, if it made things complicated, or what have you. Just remember the excitement surrounding this newfound energy.
I'd say that's a really good question. So when shale really became the shale revolution here in Ohio, was about 12 years ago, 13 years ago now, I was actually working the manufacturing side of things, and it was very exciting even outside the oil and gas industry, right? Because everyone thought, oh my gosh, Ohio has a chance to become sort of this energy leader. And here I am looking back 13 years later, and it really has. It's, as we talk about what Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia is the third largest natural gas producer in the entire world. and we look at the amount of manufacturing jobs that have come back over the last 4 or 5 years that have been reshored, a large part is due because of our energy now, the abundant, cheap, safe energy we're producing here in the state of Ohio. So, looking back then, I didn't imagine I would be, the president of the Oil and Gas Association at the time, but it really has worked out. Like, we were really focused on the energy production side of things and how that could benefit manufacturing, and we've seen it play out over the last 12 years, which is really exciting.
So I guess to your point, then, if you do look back and think about, Rob Brundrett in that manufacturing position and where the transitions of your career path has come, it probably all kind of fits together now, right? When you look back, or are you still saying, wait, how did I get here?
I think a little bit of both, right? It definitely fits because, manufacturing and energy production are so closely tied, right? You need one and the other. And we're lucky here in Ohio. We had a long history of manufacturing. We had a long history of energy production, and that's no coincidence, right? The manufacturing went where the energy went. And so to me, it was a natural progression, really. And so if you do look back, I guess it does kind of see almost like fate, and that's sort of what it was supposed to be like. But they're so closely intertwined, and they're both so important to the state of Ohio. I've been really fortunate to see it from both ends, right? From the production side on manufacturing, and then the production side from oil and gas exploration. It's pretty cool.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, and I also share, because a lot of times we don't hear it, but for all the guys that I talk to on this program each and every week, somehow come back to bring it up, your name specifically, or the Ohio Oil and Gas Association, as playing a key role in what they do. So I thank you for them as well, and we'll catch up again soon.
Great. Thanks so much. Anytime.
All right. Rob Brundrett is the president of the Ohio Oil and Gas Association, the program Energy Insights, brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association.
Thank you for listening to Energy Insights, brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association. Tune in every Saturday morning on WMOA Local Radio, JAWS Country, and ESPN as Johnny Wharf brings you a local and inside perspective on the oil and gas industry right here in the Mid-Ohio Valley.